Hey everyone, welcome back to the Espresso Outlet YouTube channel. Today we have this Manus espresso machine in front of us. That's not the portafilter that comes with it, it's just the one that I'm using today. And I want to talk about a topic that we have not discussed yet on this machine. So when you first look at this machine, it doesn't look like it has any sort of flow profiling or anything like that. And before I really did any investigation into the machine, I didn't realize that it had flow profiling built into it. So normally you'll see like on the Gallatin, you have a lever on the top, and when you adjust it to the left, it will have less flow. When you adjust it to the right, you have more flow. So essentially you could control your pre-infusion manually. You could ramp up to a more or less full pressure shot and then cascade down to a lower pressure as the shot progresses. With this machine, it does it quite a bit differently, but I think it's really unique and really cool. We'll take an in-depth look at all these different modes here in a minute. So we have our PID and this knob slash button. When you push in the button, it's essentially like pushing a button. You will need to hold it in to enter the settings modes. So there are a handful of settings modes. We'll go through each of these, like I said. We'll take a quick look. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time grinding and tamping. We'll just get some portafilters prepared, and I'll show you these settings quickly. Okay, so to begin with, we'll go through each one of these menus. To access the menu, you're going to press and hold the knob. And the first one is this HOE mode. No jokes. Really what that is that is your manual mode. So if you lift this lever, it should be pretty much just full bore pressure. Whatever back pressure you receive from your puck, I have one prepared right here, is what it is going to push through. No pre-infusion, no adjustability of the pressure. The next one is your temperature setting. We're not really going into that today, but you can adjust your temperature. The third one is your infusion. So if we press and hold this in, okay, make sure I was on the right one. This is the 4 to 10 seconds that I mentioned. So it's gonna start off at 4 and it'll do 10. Let's just do 10. This will be our first shot. And it's going to do a pre-infusion. Low pressure. And then you see it ramps up. So that's the first extraction. Let's go into our next one. Okay, so I went and I cleaned out our portafilter and our cup, and we are ready for our next setting. So this is the ENP setting, and the best way that I can describe it is if you start off on the 5 setting, it's going to start the pump at 50%. So you don't get that like puck shock, but you're not really getting that pre-infusion. And it starts off at 50%. And it will work its way up as high as the pressure can go. So if you're only seeing like 6 bars, let's say, that means you might need to grind a bit finer. So that's really, a lot of people think that these devices, they can create that pressure and flow. Really all that you can control is the back pressure created by your puck. So setting it on 5, again, it's going to start the pump at 50%, and then it's going to go to the full pressure just through a slow ramp. So let's go ahead and go to that ENP. And we'll click on that. And if we were to do 5, that's going to start the pump at 50%, 60, 70, 80, 90, or 100. There is one more setting I'll show you here in a minute. It's this E. Let's do the 5. There's really no control once we start this, but it's going to start the pump at 50. And it's going to be a slow ramp up. A nice little 7-bar extraction. I could probably grind a bit finer. We're using the Eureka Atom 75. I haven't changed the settings for any of these. So let's turn that off, and then we'll go over this E setting here shortly. Okay, so to kind of wrap up the last of our settings, we have this E mode that we talked about here a second ago, and we're going to access it by going to the ENP again. So it's your last setting. It's really easy to get to. And instead of 5 through 10, we'll go to E. And the E, it starts at essentially 10% or as low flow as it can go. And when we turn it on, we can adjust the flow by going left and right. So let's start it. And if we run this shot a bit long, that's fine. You can see it's pretty low, and when I crank it up, you can see the pressure increases. Now there is a little bit of a delay. You'll see it stopped on 6. It does have to build up some pressure, and we're getting a little bit crazy here, but you can see when we move it around, you do have that flow control ability. So a really cool mode, something that I originally didn't realize was something that this machine could do just from the pictures before I really researched it. So I will drop a link below. We have the instruction manual, and if you have one of these espresso machines, just go to page 10. It will have all these settings that we discussed today. It'll have some graphs, some cool stuff, and you might just print it out or have a quick link on your phone or something, screenshot, until you get used to the settings. Really not that difficult to figure out, but I hope that helped you out. If you got any questions about this espresso machine or anything else, feel free to leave us a comment below or shoot us an email at sales@espressooutlet.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.